Finally, the right psychopath has stood out in all his Lucas-stained glory to be the preliminary icon of the face of evil in our times. Enter Kenneth Feinberg, neo-Pharisee money controller for the Black Death Department of BP. As an independent bursar for the University of Swindle, Steal and Torture, which is also the name of his law firm, Kenny Boy is living proof that some people have no shame, but only take delight in the prolongation of human pain, not his own. Kenny Boy gets high from saying, "You don't have sufficient documentation." It makes him hard, primarily because nothing else does or can. As Kenny Boy likes to say, when money fucks you, you stay fucked. Kenny's coat of arms shows 2 dead dolphins swimming upside down in an overflowing toilet. The caption says, "We did it so that you wouldn't have to flush. Let it run over the sides." It symbolizes abundance. Our cup runneth over. Now that's what I call an infinity pool. Obama is living proof that it doesn't matter what you call it, it's still a shit golem on a Segway that leaves a hissing, orange radioactive slime in its wake. Kenny was born in a secret underground laboratory near Bed Springs, Colorado. His mother's name was that number 9, number 9, number 9. And he still has the jar over his fireplace to remind him of his mum. His father was made from the DNA of an unnamed serial killer whose weapon of choice was a fountain pen. I imagine it's a little like that Mont Blanc you see around now with John Lennon's picture on it saying, "Peace and love to John." Thank God, oh no, Yoko is out there protecting his legacy. Still, times are tough for billionaires and every dime helps. It's not like reputation means much in the long run. You're still dead. Or are you? That's something else for me to ponder while I'm fielding visits and entertaining friends from far away, like really, really far away. Kenny's got a brother that works for Mossad and a sister who turns inside out whenever she wants to disappear. She's a little like Obama with that. Kenneth reminds me a lot of Lloyd Blankfein, whose corporation has done more to destroy the United States than all the rest of them put together. It's the Gatling gun of jailhouse rape economics. As is my practice with most vicious psychopaths, I like to imagine Kenneth Feinberg naked, just so I can get an idea of why high-end escort services charge so much money. He's bald, but not for the reason you think. He's bald because his hair all grew in to conceal his thoughts. It looks like somewhere a trapdoor spider might live. You hear certain sources saying Kenny's doing a good job. One of those is a lawyer, and I think the other is a lawyer, and then there's the one that's a lawyer too. It seems I read that he's denied half of the claims presented to him for insufficient documentation, and also because he's a grade A, extra fine son of a bitch whose nose is so far into the devil's ass that old Scratch looks like he's a parrot's tongue when he speaks. Kenneth, do you mind if I borrow your face for a few days? My ass is on vacation. Seriously though, I thought I'd use it in my work with Sacred Straight, keeping kids off drugs so that they can get into the government pedophile program. Yes, Kenneth, you look like what you are. Your features have shaped themselves over the years so that you look like what people expect from a man in your position, and you enjoy your work. You actually like the work. Well, of course, BP is paying you $850,000 a month to attend to the needs of those offended. It's only fair that an independent and fair moderator of claims like yourself should be employed by the people who have to part with the money. After all, they are the closest to everything having anything to do with the Gulf of Mexico in its present state. As you have probably guessed, this posting is anti-Semitic, simply because any and all criticism directed at any of the self-chosen people is automatically anti-Semitic. You know, I can just see God sitting in his heaven thinking, I'm going to choose these people as my special go-to guys because of all the things that will later be said about them in some postings some guy is going to write in the far future. Where will he mention that I did this? And he will probably say I did it because I've got a deadly sense of irony. Kenneth, look at you there, the spitting image of Bozo the Clown sans makeup. Actually, it's Bozo the blood-stained clown, wading through the fear-flooded lives of your clients and imploring them to cry some more, giving them good reason to cry some more. You've already distinguished yourself with the hush money 911 payout for an event that was orchestrated by your primary nation with the assistance of its larger catamite cousin. They're like oxen that pull the cart laden with explosives that you are driving to the kiddie carnival in everywhere USA. Once you get there, you can transform into Ronald McDonald and pull cluster bombs out of your hat for party favors. Nothing I am saying here is an exaggeration. If anything, I'm being understated. What's it like in those meetings, Kenneth? The supplicant/applicant stands before you, bankrupted by your employer and possibly given a death sentence as well, and you have a difficult poise to maintain. I imagine you're sitting right up against the table because no one wants to be exposed to a vignette of trout fishing in America, especially when you're the angler. Now, that's what I call pornography. I know it when I see it. So there you sit, sweat heading on down your brow like you just come from an authentic Indian restaurant and you're tapping your feet and you're about to give it up and take your well-earned pleasure right there as you look into the eyes of the object of your passion and say, no, I'm sorry, you have insufficient documentation. See here, according to section 16b, line 24, whatever the petitioner may present, he is to be deemed to possess insufficient documentation, no matter what documentation he may have. This is to be repeated as many times as possible until the petitioner goes away, dies from Gulf-related illnesses, or is willing to settle for donuts on the dollar. You must be exhausted by lunchtime. I'm thinking you've got a couple of testosterone patches on your body to help with generating replacement body fluids, and that the real reason it's taking so long to process these claims is because it takes so much out of you. You're a piece of work, Kenneth. You are a real profile of evil. You are the genuine article. You've got no scruples, compunction, or conscience. All you've got is a bad priapic condition that's got you thinking about heading over to the Department of the Interior for a fluid depreciation allowance. The little kids are the best. When they bring the little kids in with the sores on their faces from the Gulf poisons and you look into their frightened and confused eyes, you must have a sincere smile on your face. You know you're going to come hard, and you would be grateful if there were a state of being you could recognize, but you don't. Gratitude is not a neo-Pharisee liability. Do you exchange pleasantries with the parents? I know you wish you could take a couple of those kids with you to one of those government-funded research projects. Well, never mind about that. The pool is stocked. In any case, you know things that other people don't know, Kenneth. You know that the hardest part about being a blood-stained clown is getting the blood out of the clown suit afterwards. You know the excitement of looking death in the eye and knowing you had a hand in it. You're an Israeli loyal, American-born, 100% psychopath and a worthy first addition to Profiles in Evil. You are the very face of hell as it looks from the moment we are in. You're the heart of darkness, and you only wish you had enough hands and time to refuse them all. Well done, Kenneth. Well done. End transmission.